In our Facing Fertility series, we explore reproductive hurdles and give a voice to the many women and the men who suffer in silence with infertility. June is World Infertility Awareness Month. Did you know that? And this morning, we're going to take a closer look at the soaring cost of in vitro fertilization. Soaring is a word here. Listen to this price. In the U.S., just one round of IVF is $20,000 on average. So, of course, that's out of reach for many Americans. Nikki Battiste spoke to a woman about the challenges that she faced after finding out that Medicaid would not cover her IVF treatments.
To my future baby, know that you are so wanted.
Nearly every dollar Mary Delgado had was riding on one shot at IVF.
Today is day 3 of my STIMS medications.
3 years ago, while she and her longtime partner, Joaquin Rodriguez, were trying to conceive a second child, Delgado, who is now 35 years old, learned she had severe endometriosis, a common cause of infertility.
I was broken. To be told that I'll never, ever get pregnant again, naturally. So the doctor told me the only solution for you is IVF. And I knew IVF was expensive.
Delgado was on Medicaid after leaving her job to care for her now 10-year-old son, who was conceived naturally and has a rare genetic disorder.
I knew Medicaid was not going to cover IVF. All that ran through my mind was the dollar sign. That's all I thought about.
Is it fair?
No, I don't think it's fair because they don't want the poor to reproduce. I don't think it's fair.
The cost for one round of IVF is $20,000 on average, and it generally takes 3 IVF cycles for a woman to have a baby. In most states, Medicaid does not cover any fertility treatment costs. But in New York, where Delgado lives, Medicaid currently does cover some of the medication needed to do IVF. Delgado found a clinic 4 hours away that offered a discount and a payment plan.
I took out a $7,000 loan with them, and that was to be paid back in the course of 2 years.
To the clinic?
And I spent about $3,000 in medication. And then genetic testing, that was another $2,000. So in total, I spent $14,000.
We need to bring the cost down.
Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth, who conceived her own 2 daughters with IVF, is fighting to pass legislation that would give more Americans fertility benefits and lower the costs.
Why would we prevent Americans from being able to, fulfill that dream of holding their own baby in their arms?
Currently, 22 states plus Washington, D.C. have passed fertility insurance laws. 15 of those state laws include IVF coverage requirements, and 18 cover fertility preservation, which includes saving a person's eggs or sperm from infertility caused from chemotherapy, radiation, or other medical treatment.
That doesn't mean that everyone in that state will have coverage. Sometimes it's partial, sometimes it's none. There's still this large gap that exists.
Dr. Asama Ahmad is the co-founder of Carrot Fertility, a company trying to close that gap by helping more than 1,000 employers globally provide fertility benefits, including coverage for IVF, fertility preservation, postpartum, and menopause care. Across the country, 45% of large companies offered IVF coverage last year, up from just 27% in 2020.
Is it that fertility coverage is expensive? Is that why it's not so more readily available? Or do you think it's just that we haven't caught up yet and recognize that a lot of people need the treatment?
I think that the issue is that when people think that someone needs to do fertility treatment to grow their family, they consider it as an elective procedure. Infertility is a disease, and some people need to do fertility treatment to grow their family. There is no other way to do it.
There you go.
For Delgado and her partner, one round of IVF was money well spent. Their daughter, Emiliana, is now 14 months old, and their $7,000 IVF loan is paid off.
She was definitely worth it. Definitely worth every single penny, because she came to fix my broken heart. She really did. Because I was so fearful I would never, ever get pregnant.
What do you want viewers to take away from your story? What's your message?
That we all deserve a chance, no matter who you are, no matter your race, no matter your economical status.
Mary recently got a new job that does give her some fertility insurance. If you work for a company that does not offer fertility benefits, Dr. Ahmad suggests you talk to your HR team directly. She says that can be a catalyst to bringing those benefits to your company. And she said if you can go with colleagues, powers in numbers. Go talk to HR.
Well, anybody that doubts it, send that her last sentence. She came to fix my broken heart. This is such a painful, painful journey for so many people. The fact that they could be denied when sometimes this is your only way. I was surprised to hear it called a disease, though. Nikki, I've never heard that before.
Yes, according to the World Health Organization, infertility is a disease. There are different ways to be diagnosed, but that, I think, is what is really difficult for so many people to recognize and accept, that some people cannot have a baby without the help of reproductive medicine. And for people who can't afford it, the other options in this country are slim, like Mary. She found one of the few clinics that does offer a discount. But what else is happening and is on the rise in this country is fertility tourism. People going to other countries to do IVF. And it's so much cheaper that even with lodging and flights, the total cost still ends up being less than
Is it
IVF
safe?
procedures here on
That's
average.
what I was wondering.
That's a good question. I mean, people have had success, but you certainly have to do your research.
Wow. We got great medical care.
Eye-opening.
But it is so expensive sometimes. Nikki, thank you very much. Appreciate it.